Welcome to Iconic TV Live. We're here every Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific, and we're showing you the strategies and the principles that you need to grow and scale your business. I'm Dr. Connie Scavella. I am your host. I am a three-time #1 best-selling author and international speaker and a business growth strategist. And what does all that mean? That means that the #1 thing that I have been known for is to help people turn their business around and do it very, very quickly so that you can scale from 6 figures all the way out to 7 figures in as little as a year or less. If that sounds great to you, stay tuned. We've got some exciting things coming on today's show, and we are going to show you how you can master the one call close. Yes, master the one call close. This is what we're talking about today. And this is one of the most important things that you can do for your business. But the problem is, it's also one of the hardest things for a lot of people to do in their business. And they don't understand how simple the entire sales process can be. So we're going to break this down to you. We're going to frame it up in a way that you will understand exactly what the steps are that you need to take so that you can have more sales, more clients, and a lot more money, which means a lot more freedom in your business and in your life. So if that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up, and we're going to go ahead and get started right away. And this is based on our proprietary selling formula. You might have tried a lot of other things, and maybe they just didn't work so well for you. This is going to be something that you can do. You can understand why it works, and I promise you will love it. Okay, so if you're ready, give me some love, give me some thumbs up. Let's see who's got some love. How many people love sales? Tell me yes or no. Do you love sales or do you loathe sales? Which one is it for you? I love it. I think it's awesome. So how we want to shift this is, in order to make this really digestible for you, you have to understand what sales really is. And sales really is very simple. It's a transfer of enthusiasm. If you absolutely love something and you're going to talk about it, other people are going to buy into that concept. And that's just simply transferring your enthusiasm about something to another person. Now, can you do that about your business and your offer, your service, your program, whatever it is? I don't know. So depending on where you come from. So this is why we say a lot of times you have to be able to master your mind in order to master your business, because selling is a mental game. And you want to know the kind of people that are actually the best at selling. If you're wanting to hire people, or you're wondering, what does it take for me to become one of the best people in sales? You have to actually be a good human, right? Sales is an H-to-H communication, human to human. It is not just AI to a human, right? It's a human connection. And if you can transfer that enthusiasm and you can have absolute conviction about what you do, and you absolutely know it is the best, it is the bomb, and there is nothing out there better than that, you will have no problem selling. Now, if you're selling something that is not that, or that you don't believe in, quickly run away. Just stop, leave, okay? Don't try to fake it. It doesn't work. You can fake that you make more money, or that your business is bigger, or maybe that you're thinner than you really are, but you can't fake loving what you sell. So don't even try. What will eventually happen is imposter syndrome will kick in, and it's no fun. So let's dive into this. This is all about going for that one call close. This is what we want to talk about. How do you master that? And it isn't, I call it the art, right? It's the art of the frame. And in it, we have a lot of science. So this is going to be fun. As some of you might know, I have a PhD in advanced theoretical physics. So I like to back up what we teach and the theory with the science. And that is exactly what we're going to show you today. And I have a ton to go through. This whole process is a 9-step process. I'm going to take you through it all. But before you could ever sell anything, you have to understand the philosophy around selling. And what we're trying to do for you is have you have more sales with ease more often. That's how simple it is. We don't want you struggling to get this. I don't want you to have your sales process go on and on and on and on. You know, years ago, I was in some very high ticket things that I used to sell between $150,000 to $250,000, but the whole process was very long for most people, around 6 to 9 months. It drove me insane. I have a very short attention span. Anybody like that if you're an entrepreneur? And I needed to shorten it. So this is where I started developing this process, because the truth is sales, service is service. Don't mix the two. Some people say sales is service. It's not. It's just sales. Like, own it. When people say, oh, you're a salesperson, absolutely, thank you very much, right? Own it, because that means you're a great human. You're great at transferring your enthusiasm. You're only going to stand behind what you believe in, and that you will get somebody an amazing result. If you don't sell something, you get nobody a great result, okay? And you won't have a great result as well. So sales is sales. Stop pretending it's something else just to make it digestible for you. It's sales. It's transferring something of value for something of value. I'm going to give you my widget and you're going to give me your money. That's how simple it is, okay? Don't overcomplicate this thing, all right? So what is the goal? A 7-figure year. This is what we talk about. Yeah, we're talking about money. Is it money that you want? No, it's the outcome. It's the money is just the mechanism. But what's the outcome of that you get? It's usually a life of freedom and joy, and do your own thing, grow bigger, make an impact. But a 7-figure year, that's what we're about. If you would love to have a 7-figure year, you're in the right place. If you want to have a 6-figure year, that's great too. But I'm not the best person for that. I'm not going to teach you out of a 6-figure year. I'm going to teach you out of a 7-figure year, period. So if you're okay with that, let's keep moving forward. Why? Because I have this war on mediocrity, right? I had cancer twice. Everyone's like, oh, there's a war on cancer. Forget that. That's easy to fix. But mediocrity, that's what we're going to fix. Stop being mediocre. Stop being middle of the road, kind of vanilla milk toast. We want you to be iconic. We're not shy about it. We want you to be disruptive, because this is how you get to that level. We are not your ordinary Joe, your average coach or consultant. We're going to shake things up so that you can have an amazing, iconic life. And in order to do that, then we want to make sure that you understand exactly what it takes. If you're not familiar with me, there's some of my bio. You can always find that anywhere. But here's what we want to talk about. I've got a freebie for you. I'm going to go really fast today, so please stay. This won't be long. This is the one-pager that I want you to get, okay? And what we're trying to do with this one call close and getting to 7 figures is we want you to hit this. We want you to hit just getting simple, right? Get at least 10 clients in the next 90 days, high ticket clients. And I have a whole free study guide on this for you, and breaking it down, showing you all the steps, exactly what you need to do, fill in the blank, super easy, very templated. Just go ahead and get that. My team is here and they're amazing. And they're going to put the link down in the comments below, and go ahead and get that. All you have to do is go to that link that they give you. Don't do it now because you'll miss the whole presentation of how to do it. And go to that link, download it, start studying it. If you have questions, call me, okay? We're very accessible, very easy to reach. So what this is that one pager, okay? I'm going to go through the Upleveled Sales System. This is our proprietary system. If you see that QR code on the screen, you can copy that and get access to this. But this is what I want you to have, and this is how simple it is, okay? So this is the cheat sheet of everything that I'm going to show you today. I want you to access that. That is a one-pager. Everything that we do in our business is very, very simple. We break everything down into 4 simple principles. And then we have a one-page cheat sheet for everything that needs to happen to take you from 6 figures to 7 figures in 1 year or less. And today we're talking about upper level call close. Of course, you have to have an amazing offer beforehand. You should have your iconic positioning out, your iconic premium offer out, all of that. But then you need to know, how do I close the baby, right? So that is what we're talking about today. Now, there's different levels of income. All right. A lot of people have different strategies. We believe in high ticket. And so what that means is I want you to be able to have a high ticket offer. You have to close less. You have better clients, right? You can do high ticket. You could do mid-range. You could do low ticket. And some people just start with freebies. Wherever you are, you still want to use this process in whatever you're closing. It really doesn't matter what level you're closing, okay? But there's multiple levels and you can have multiple outcomes. Remember, a lot of people are afraid of the one call close because they don't know how to do it right, and they're afraid they're going to do it all wrong. Those are really the 2 reasons. People are stuck also in the old ways. You guys know some of these faces out there, right? hey, the OG, right? I don't know. I don't think it's that good. The old ways just don't work anymore. And that's really true. They are great. I grew up on some of these and was excellent at it. But everything has changed. AI has changed everything. The markets have changed. Political environments have changed. I mean, winter is coming. Things are going to get rough. You can't keep doing the old things. Although those were great foundations, it's not going to take you to where you need to go. So sorry, guys, there is a new breed in town. And what we want to talk about today is up-level your sales. All right. And this is our system that we exclusively use. We teach it to all our clients. And that's how we scale so quickly from 6 figures to 7 figures in a year or less. It's so easy to master. Okay. It's based on art and science. Like I said, if you have some questions about it and you want to find out more, I am here to help you out with that. All you have to do is just go right there and go to callconnie.com. We'll talk about the Upleveled Sales System, how to use that to scale your sales. It is so easy. And if what you're doing isn't working for you, then you definitely need the system. All I say is, hey, give it a try for a quarter. I promise you, you're going to have some great, great results if you do it right. So, because here's what I like to say is most people have a misfortune, meaning they've missed their fortune. And what do most people do? One of four things. They just kind of sit with it, or they settle, and they're just like, okay, this is how I am. They seal it in, or you can switch. And today is the switch. Today is how you're going to switch to the up-level system. In order to do that, you have to do a couple things. You have to master your mind around money. Do you have old programming from other people, family, jobs, other scenarios that you went through that weren't positive for you? So you've got to master your mindset around money. You've got to master your mindset around sales, and you have to master your mindset around you, as meaning you deserve this. You should have it. Why not? There are people that have it. Why shouldn't it be you? So make sure that you're able to say, yeah, why not have $1 million? I can do that. It's never too late. And so what we're going to do is dive deep into the brain, show you how to do this. But again, right? If you're not thinking right about this or money or sales or you, it's not going to work. And so what we like to use is this. Have you understand what up-level selling is, right? This is the brain. And I like to do a lot of examples about the brain, right? So there's two parts to it. And the green part is the emotional side, the emotional network around the brain. This is how we're going to frame things, right? And what does that mean? This side is where the brain actually gets activated and does things and moves forward based on visual input. And it is the heart center. Of course, it's intuitive. That's where you take action. But the more visual you can make it, the better it is. So it's focused on pictures. Now, the critical side of the brain, some of you know people that are constantly critical. No matter what you say, oh, they're always worried and complaining and saying it's never going to work. They're reversionists. They always are in that R that we talk about in the SOAR formula. And they're always going backwards, nothing new. Everything has to be justified and compared. And this is where the really focused on the neocortex. So we're going to talk about how do we stay out of the red zone and how do we stay in the green money zone. And this is what's going to make up-level sales so simple, because this is the way to close high ticket without any high pressure whatsoever. And if you're wondering, how does this work? Who can we help? These are the kind of people that we help. If you're looking for dramatic growth, you're willing to shake things up a little bit, step outside of the box, and you're able to take action and implement. That's all it takes, right? Do you have those 3 buttons? Then we can help you out. You can call us right there, 858-533-2333. That is our number. And just book a call. See what it's like. See if you're ready to take it to the next level. So this is what we're going to talk about right now. This is where we're going to dive in. This is where you want to get your pens out and pencils out. And I want to show you exactly how all of this looks, okay? So if we take this here, this is going to be exactly the same thing that we're talking about, right? And what we're doing is we're just kind of going around the circle, okay? And every one of these circles is a station, like a milestone that you want to get to in your sales process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly show you what each one is. And these are different levels, okay? This is why we say we're going to up level, keep going around and get to a higher and higher level until you close it. So what do you start with and what do you end with? so that you can actually close the sale. And there's little kind of layers in between. So what you want people to do is always eventually say yes to you, right? That's the formula. Is like, how can I get them to say yes? But before that happens, right, you need to know, and they need to say no, right? You need to know about them. They need to be able to say no. People need to say no sometimes, like, no, I don't want that, or I'm not sure, right? They always say yes, 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 yes. That isn't always the formula. Sometimes they need to say a no before you get to a yes. So keep that in mind. Just because people say no sometimes doesn't mean it's the end of the sale. So what the methodology that we use is NeuroTrax. And with NeuroTrax, this is all about utilizing the brain and how do you activate everything. So NeuroTrax allows you in the sales process to talk to the client at the right time, speak to the items in the right order. It's the right person and it's the right transfusion. And so what do we mean by transfusion? It's very similar to what I talked about when I said sales is a transfer of enthusiasm, right? So that's transfusion is how do you get your message through to that right person at the right time with the right messaging? And that is what we say is the NeuroTrax, okay? So when we look at this, these are the 4 things that we're thinking about. If you want some help with this, I'm here. Just book a call, go to callconnie.com, and I'll show you in 10 minutes how to profit and scale and how to make this one call close work for you. It's so simple. Of course, if you guys do want the freebie that I have for you today and show you exactly how to get these 10 clients, if your average client is $10,000 and you get 10 of them in 90 days, that's $100,000 in a quarter, right? And multiply that times 4, that's $400,000. You're in the top 1% of everybody around. It's not that hard to have that 6-figure business. So if you need some help, book a call. We'll be happy to help you. And remember, sales doesn't have to be hard. So this is the system, right? These are the different levels that you're going to go around. And now what we want to do is break that down. And we want to look at each one individually and how will that work for you and for your business. So you see, there's 9 different levels. I'll tell you what they are, what needs to happen in each. And so please track that so you can see exactly what you need to do. So if we go ahead and take the next step, I want you to understand the 3 levels of illumination. This is important to understand because what's happening here is there's 3 phases, right? Each one is about 3 different milestones, and those are the 9 steps. So we're talking about dawn, day, and dusk, right? So where are they starting? Where are they now? Where do they want to go? Those are the 3 phases, and people have to understand that before they can move forward. If they don't understand that there's a problem, they're not going to keep moving forward. So you have to understand those 3 phases, which phase you're in. And it's also very visual. So you can see, okay, we're still in dawn. We're still trying to figure out what is this problem here that they have now. How do they see it in the light of day? And then where do they ultimately want to be at the end of the day, right? So let's talk about these now. Level 1. Level 1 is where you connect with them first. How are you connecting them? Where are you connecting with them? And this is really simple. This is what you want to do here in this phase is what are their needs? Forget about yours and your product and solution. Where are they now? And what's the catalyst? What actually got them there? Why do they need to go to this level? And it's really simple. The thing that a lot of people do wrong with level 1 is they spend a lot of time there. People spend so much time on rapport building, and it really isn't that necessary. Okay. Level 2 is where you explore. So what are we going to explore in level 2? Again, really simple. So what's the sit rep? That means what's the situation? What's the awareness that you can gather about what's happening for them? Like, what are they currently doing about their whatever their problem is, their situation that they want to do? So explore that a little bit. Okay, this is still part of the dawn. And now you're going to take them through a pain cycle. And this pain cycle, I'm giving you an acronym, and this is kind of fun, right? So if you look at this acronym about the pain cycle, remember, if people don't experience pain, they are not going to change. So they must have something, a catalyst, a pain something that they want different in order for them to do something different. And so if we explore this, the plow, right? And plow through the pain cycle. What does that look like for you when you're talking about it? So it's an acronym. P is the past attempts. What have they done before? So I have a problem. Let's say I don't have enough leads. Well, what have you tried before? Well, how long did you try it? That's the L, the length. What happened with that? Well, maybe they did ads. Well, okay, how long did you do ads? And what happened? I didn't get anything. That's what most people say, right? That's the O. And what else have you tried? Okay, so this is trying to figure out what is their pain, where are they, and what needs to happen next. I hope this is making sense. If you have any questions, go ahead and grab the freebie that we have. My team is putting that in the comments. Level 3, this is the problem that we're talking about. Really elucidate that, get really clear on that problem, and use that plow formula so you can figure out what the problem is. And now we're starting to come in from dusk to dawn, right? So level 4 is the solution. Now, this is where we're starting to look forward. We're not looking at the problem. We're looking at what is the ultimate outcome that they want and the solution. And why do you want it? Why is that important? Because if it's not important, it might just be, a thing for today, and then the next day they don't want it. So you're not going to have the follow through, or you're not going to have somebody who is what we call sticky, and they stay with you year after year after year. Level 5 in the up-level selling process is impact. And what is the impact that this is going to have if they actually get this outcome? If you had more leads, if you could close everybody in one call, what would the impact be for you? Maybe more sales, more time, more freedom. So figure out what is that, because if there's no gain, people aren't going to experience the pain, right? They're going to just stay in the pain. They're like, well, whatever. Okay. Because people are a little afraid of moving forward sometimes. So again, 10-minute call. If you want to scale your sales, I can take a look at your process right now, and in 10 minutes tell you exactly what you need to do to fix it. It's not that hard. Okay. You just have to actually take action. Book a call. Just go to callconnie.com. It's 10 minutes. Don't worry. Nothing I can sell you. It's easy. All you have to do is find out, why are you not closing every single sale? And why are you not closing every single sale in one call? That's the key. Okay, so let's dive on to level 6. Level 6 is the shift. Now, this is where we're going from all these things that have happened. Now we're going to transition. This is a transition phase, and this is a very important phase because you want to make the shift now from asking all these questions into presenting your offer. So now you're going from the listener into the speaker. So this is really where you start taking ownership, and ownership is very important in the sale. Now, then you go to level 7, and level 7 is where you present. So what is the offer? I want to talk about this for a minute because this is very important. In level 7, you are presenting your solution. The problem is most people don't know how to do it, and they get caught and they go on and on and on about feature, benefit, and it's boring and it's very analytical, and then people fall asleep, and most of the time people lose that energy and they lose that connection to you, and they feel like you're pushing something on them. So this presentation is very important, and no matter how great your thing is, if you don't present it in a way the brain needs, this is where we're talking about NeuroTrax, right? That transfusion. So what you're saying actually gets into them and they feel that same contagion. And this is based on what we call building an IPO and following a GPS. So IPO is like, that's your exposure of your great offer, right? Like a company on the stock exchange has an IPO, initial public offering, and this is your initial public offering. It's the first time you're showing them exactly what they get. And how do you show them? So you show them with something that we have designed that's custom to us called a GPS. And the GPS is the process, it's the roadmap, it's how they get to there, like from point A to point B. And if the brain doesn't understand clearly what are the steps. That's why we keep everything to 4 steps. The brain doesn't understand the 4 steps. It is not going to move forward. And that's why I say most people are overcomplicating their sales process during the presenting phase. And I would say of all the phases, this is where people fall down the most in not knowing the right way to present. Sometimes they do everything on the phone. They don't have any visuals and graphics. Remember, the brain is emotional. People buy emotionally. So everything must be visual and moving and it has to please that ADD type of brain. So if your presentation is weak, you could get all this way. You're 75% of the way there, and this is what kills it. So now we come to level 8, and this is where people need to commit. Okay, this is the part where most people freak out. They just sort of show their thing and go, what do you think? Or, okay, so that's it, or whatever. And they try maybe once, maybe twice to secure the sale, but it can take a lot. And what we like to teach is like, hey, you're just going to sit through a dozen of them. Count on your fingers. How many different times are you asking them to buy? Because if you're 100% enthusiastic and committed to know that this is the very best thing for them, you will work and work and work until they understand it and have 100% certainty and 100% of the information that they need to make an intelligent decision for them. And hopefully you've presented everything and you have enough material and enough intel to know what to say to help them over that hurdle, get to the other side of that bridge. And so the commit phase is a very important phase, because if you don't get them to commit, you aren't moving forward. Okay. And this is talking to them to get them to go to the next step. Let me tell you why a lot of people mess this phase up, and level 8 gets messed up a lot because people don't know how to close. They try hard closes or try to be very fancy with their words, and they make it like okay, I'm coming to here, and now I'm going to change personality and change tone and change volume and ask the question. Doesn't work, right? The whole thing is a conversation. If you can't have a real conversation, right, human to human, your sales aren't going to work. So you see how as we get around the circle and come full circle, this is where it gets hard, and this is where the pros live, but the amateurs barely get past level 6. Okay, so level 7, 8, and 9 are very important, and this is really where you start mastering the one called close, because most people give up before they even get to this level. And so then what happens in level 9? We've got to solve all the problems. Any other things that are remaining that they have a question about, you want to solve. And that, what does that mean? Ease the tension about what other things are they wondering? What happens next? How does this all work? And this is also where you button up everything, because people, if you leave them to their own devices, they are going to unravel the sale. And you spent maybe an hour on something, and then if you leave them raw, open out into the wilderness, somebody's going to say something to them, they're going to fall apart and they're going to want to cancel. So you have to know how to solve the things that would concern them once they're not in your presence, in your enthusiasm. Okay. So again, if you do want this, if you want to get this one-page up-level selling system, go ahead and just type cheat sheet down below, and we will get it to you. I do have the best team ever here. And you can also scan that on the QR code if you want to get that. And remember, you can also get the whole study guide of everything. And this is how you get the 10 clients in 90 days. You could get it faster, of course, but we're talking high ticket. And so this is everything that you need to get all of these clients in the next 90 days. So again, think about this. Our clients, when they start to work with us, the average price of their offer or service is $5,000 on the low end. And so if you had 10 clients, 50,000 in 90 days. And that's really what we call someone who's an apprentice. And then, of course, you can go up from there. So it's so important that you think about this. How could I have a 7-figure year? Because that's really what we're talking about. And talking about how do you master the one call close. So whatever your ticket price, it's very important that you understand, keep it simple. Just get it all done in one call. Whether you're doing something as simple like, I don't know if you notice, Black Friday is right around the corner. This is a great time to look at what's my Black Friday offer. If you don't have one, just type Black Friday down below and we have everything done for you. Everything is done for you. And we did all the heavy lifting so you can focus on putting money in the bank. If you don't have a Black Friday offer, you need to do it. It's an $8 billion weekend. And you want to tap into that so that you are not left behind. And get our amazing promotion kit. It's a kit with everything in it: the emails, the reels, the posts, the calendars, the schedules, the checklist, everything you need to have an amazing Black Friday offer. Go ahead and get that. Just type Black Friday down below and we will get that to you. So we have this cheat sheet. All you need to do is follow the 9 steps. That's how simple it is, okay? And in that, if you look at that order of everything, then we also have the objection killer, right? We can get rid of all of the objections because it's the same simple process. Objections are not something to be afraid of. They're very easy. And if you can remove all that resistance and the stalls and the skepticism right from the beginning, right? You don't hold on to it until the end. And then you're like, what do you think? And then they throw up all these objections to you. That's not how you actually work it. It actually has the way to overcome all the objections within the entire system. So our whole system is designed to scale your revenue and your profits, get you more customers, multiply your profits, increase the number of purchases people make, and build a team that will grow all of this for you. So who wants this? If you want to get the Upleveled Selling System, it's really simple and you can learn it very, very quickly. If you want help with that, we can teach it to you and walk you through all of the different phases of the Upleveled system and how it would work for your business or service. Okay. So we've done this for 32 different industries for over 20 years. And this is what helped us build our company to a multi-million-dollar company and the 5 companies I've built from scratch to multi-million-dollar companies just by following a system and a framework. Okay, so this is what we wanted to show you: is how do you frame up your sales? How do you make sure that you have a system that will work? And if you want to guarantee your success, you have to have that formula. You need a guide. Hopefully it's me, but if it's not, get somebody as a guide for you. And in arena, get around other people who are doing the same thing. Most business owners don't have somebody really in their corner, and you need that collective group to help you stay the course, especially when it gets hard, right? And so, and then, you have to have some skin in the game and you have to do the work. It's really that easy. So if you want some help with it, just go to callconnie.com. We'll set up a 10-minute call. No harm coming. Don't bring your wallet to the call. Okay. We're not trying to sell you anything. We're trying to point you in the right direction. And if you're ready to uplevel yourselves, we're ready to do it for you. Okay. You've got to take off. We've got the entire flight plan here for you. All you have to do is just ask for it. It's that easy. And I want you to know that every week, in about a half an hour, I'm going to show you the strategies and the principles that will be your money fix. This is the money fix time, 30 minutes, 5 o'clock, every single Tuesday. Come here and we teach you something new, something different for the 9 phases of your business that you need to go through in order to have a 7-figure year. And all you have to do is keep showing up and you will get better and better and better. Okay. So callconnie.com is all you have to do. If you want to move forward, ask me some questions and get on my calendar before the holidays come, and make sure that you also subscribe. Okay. Wherever you are watching, YouTube, in our group, somewhere else, follow us, like us, subscribe, so that you can get alerts of when everything is coming up. And all you have to do is hop on a call, book a call, and we will book a profit and scale call with you. It only takes us 10 minutes. And in that 10-minute period of time, I will show you how to double your profits in 10 minutes. Imagine that. So if you learned something today, I want to know what it was. Put it down in the comments. Let me know What did you learn? Are you going to try the Upleveled Sales System? I promise you, nobody else is doing it. This is unique to us. And if you want to learn all the intricacies and how the NeuroTrax work, all you have to do is book a call. So we will see you next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Have a great day and continue to be iconic.